It's heavy.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 114. Day in the neighborhood, my brothers and sisters. We back for another one, man. We back to get into another one of these crazy ass stories, man. Another one of these crazy ass videos. And if you've been, watching my channel so far, bro, I've been talking about a dude that we love to see. And I've been talking, man, he keep putting out video. He keep putting out video. Every 2-3 days, he putting out another one, and another one, and another one. And get what? He done put out another one, man. We finna get into it. Y'all already know that is Mike from that chapter. Going back to Mike again, bro. Got to go back to him. The title of this one is The Horrific Mount Vernon Home Invasion. Now I'm wondering, is this just some random shit, like just random strangers breaking into some people's homes and trying to rob them, kill them, whatever, or do they know them, or we never know with this shit. We never know, bro. But we finna know. It's 30 minutes long, so hey, Mike finna do his thing on this one. But before we see Mike do his thing, my people, y'all know y'all got to get whatever you may need. Get what you need for the story and kick them feet up, my people. Because this finna be a good one. This finna be a good one. I already know. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, what we're going for is a Halloween theme. In fact, we will be for the next few videos, because frankly, it's the best time of year, and I won't hear otherwise. I just won't have it, right? So, here, give me a second. That's better. To set the scene for this old...
Hey, do y'all think, bro, Halloween the best holiday of the year? Me personally, all of them feel like the same now. I used to say Christmas when I was little, when I was getting all them toys and Santa Claus. I was like, yeah, Christmas the best. But now, all that shit the same to me, man. I kind of like all of them the same for the most part. Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, New Year's, Valentine's, when I have a Valentine. I digress. But for real, bro, I kind of like all of them the same now, bro. But let's go.
Video, I want to take you to early October 2009 on a sleepy little village in New Hampshire. There lay a remote homestead, sitting quietly among the fall leaves and rain, which is never too far away. I can't film the whole video in a screen mask, you won't be able to understand me. And there, in that remote house in autumnal New England, 4 teens would break in with trill on the minds and evil in the acts. Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. Give it a go.
The quiet, remote, sleepy town of Mount Vernon, our home for the day, lies in southern New Hampshire, home to roughly 2,500 people. It's fairly remote, not much going on really in the town, and it's surrounded by forests, farms, and hidden houses. Let's not beat around the bush in this one, let's get to the point, the starting point, which is the early hours of Sunday the 4th of October, 2009. During those dark hours, the ground was wet from the previous day's rain, and 4 people walked across a lawn towards the front door of 4 Trow Road. There lay a house with just 2 people sleeping inside as the 4 approached that dark night. They didn't have a dog, they didn't have an alarm, nothing to warn them of what was coming. Not at all. Because they weren't coming with kindness, on the mind. The 4 who arrived were 17-year-old Stephen Spader, 19-year-old Christopher Gribble, 17-year-old Quinn Glover, and 18-year-old William Marks. The four had been friends for some time, having been drawn together by their pretty dark interests, namely serial killers, horrorcore music, and cults.
That's some fucked up ass interests to have together. Excuse me, y'all. And my question is, why in the hell are they doing this? That's my big question now, is why?
Familiar. To seem even more like hardcore, Quinn had even told them he had killed people before. Look at you! And Stephen would say he was in a gang, so you best not mess with a big dog. Well, now they had their own little gang. Stephen Spader was the leader, and they called themselves the Disciples of Destruction. Their goal was mayhem. Some people just want to see the world burn. Did they wear the Joker makeup too? They had picked this particular house at 4 Trow Road as their target about a week before as they were driving around. It was their target for what they would, intended to do. See, their hope was to just burglarize the house, right? Steal a load of shit, teens looking for a trill. But if there was somebody there, well, they had a plan for that too. And the plan would get a shit ton darker. All four arrived armed with an axe, knives, a machete, a lot of weapons. William Marks and Quinn Glover, they were hoping to just break in, steal some shit, for a rush. While Stephen Spader and Christopher Gribble were hoping that people would be home because they just wanted to kill people for the heck of it. They wanted to know what it felt like. Off to a good start here.
Bad start.
It was the basement window they tried first. Christopher, he crawled to the damp ground, cut the screen, and then tried to push the window in, but it broke. And so William Marks, being the smallest, 5'3", 97 pounds, he crawled through but found himself locked in the basement. They were determined, though. They wouldn't let anything stop them from getting into that house and doing the devil's work. It was through another window where the aircon was vented. They removed some parts of it, and Stephen Spader managed to get in. And then he let the others in through the front door. He opened the basement door so William could come into the house. Then they went to the circuit breaker and cut the power.
God damn, I'm just saying, it's 4 dudes, right? All 4 of them was in the house and nobody in the house ain't hear nothing going on. Damn, bro. Hey, man, get y'all some alarms, get y'all some dogs, whatever, bro.
They used an iPod that was found lying around to guide them through that house. When all 4 were together, they started walking towards the master bedroom, and Stephen Spader, he peered in. And he saw someone lying there. In the darkness, he saw someone under the covers. He whispered back to the other 3, saying there's somebody in there, but they misheard him. They thought he said, there's nobody here. So they started talking loudly, which woke up the person who was sleeping.
Oh, shit.
In that dark house, a female voice said, "Jamie, is that you?" Stephen then walked towards the bed. He whipped out his machete and he started slashing.
Oh,
Christopher, who also had a knife, he joined in. That was 42-year-old Kimberly Cates, a devoted mother and wife and nurse, and she was known as a lovely, lovely, sweet person. She didn't have a hope.
This shit fucked
Neither
up.
did Kimberly's 11-year-old daughter, Jamie, who was also in the room.
Oh, Lord, we taking it dark now, bro. We got children involved. Ah, let's go.
Kimberly's scream woke her up, and Christopher went straight for her, stabbing Jamie in the face and the lungs. Then he tried stabbing her in the heart, and threw her at a sliding glass door. Kimberly, in the meantime, had a pillow over her face and was being stabbed in the neck and the chest. William and Quinn watched as this went on. After a time, when the silence rang out, they wanted to see what they had done. They went back to the circuit breaker, they turned the power back on, and it was a bloodbath. No 2 ways about it. The 4 then grabbed some valuables, jewelry, wallet, a few other small items, and fled the house, back to the car where they changed their blood-drenched clothes and shoes and drove off.
This is crazy.
Well, if that isn't a nightmare, I'm not too sure what is. But what happened next was just as shocking because at 4:15 a.m. a 911 call was made. It was Jamie Cates. She managed to call. She wasn't dead.
Oh shit.
Hello. Somebody's wrong with my, somebody's wrong with my house. I'm on transfer to the phone for a police department. Okay.
Oh shit.
The police arrived in short time. Jamie on the phone had told them it was a home invasion, a robbery. They were not expecting what they found, which was a bloodbath of the highest order, a horror movie. Jamie was covered in blood, cuts, lacerations, her jaw fractured, where her foot was almost gone. She couldn't speak by this point. If she passed out before calling, she certainly would have died. Kimberly was in the bed, unrecognizable, skull opened up, eye socket cracked. Stab wounds? It'd be easier to say where they weren't at this point.
And found 11-year-old Jamie Cates.
I saw a young girl laying on the floor. I observed that she was completely covered in blood from her head to her toe. I observed that she had major injuries and major trauma, to include lacerations to her face, extremities, as well as I observed that part of her foot was missing.
Sergeant Furlong
God
says Jamie
damn.
was trying to scream, but nothing was coming out of her mouth.
I got close to her. I told her that I was a police officer, I was there to help. She then said in a whisper while shaking that she thought her mommy was dead.
Not a whole
Hey, W to Jamie, man, for at least even, you know what I'm saying, surviving the incident, bro, and being able to call the police. W to you, bro. But god damn, this shit here fucked up. And we still got a long time to go, man, so let's just go.
lot could prepare the EMTs and investigators for this. David Cates, husband and father, he'd been out of town on business that particular night, and now he was rushing back. In the meantime, the 4 people that had done this were very busy trying to cover their tracks and make any leads to them as foggy as possible. William Marks they dropped off at home, while the 3 others, Stephen Spader, Christopher Gribble, and Quinn Glover, went to another friend's house at about 5:30 a.m. His name was Autumn Savoy, and he was supposed to be their alibi for the night. Yeah, we were just at a sleepover for the night, you know yourself. We never left the house. They immediately told Autumn where they had been and what they had done. Boasting, actually, what they had been and done would be more accurate, relishing the details of this horrific home invasion. They showed Autumn the weapons they'd used, they showed him the bag filled with bloody clothing they had taken off. They actually...
Okay, so they some dumb motherfuckers.
They wanted to burn that bag of clothing in Autumn's backyard, but he said, F no. And so they ended up throwing it in the Nashua River. It was actually Autumn who disposed of that bag of evidence. I'm not really too sure why he did, because that's a hell of a crime to to involve yourself in, but he went down with a bag, he threw it in the river, the bag floated. But
Okay, he a dumb motherfucker too. When I say dumb, like they already dumb, for murdering or attempting to murder, breaking into people's house, they already stupid when it comes to that. But I'm saying dumb as far as like they telling people about the murder that they just committed and showing them evidence and all that. Then this dude incriminating himself. He getting involved with the shit. You a dummy too. Let's go.
But he was like, sure. He saw the bag of evidence floating down the river. He was sure. Be grand. Off he went. Following that, the same morning after, they went for some food. Then they went to pawn some of the items they had stolen, and they got a whopping 130 bucks. Yippee. This was at the mall, right? And they were actually questioned because they were acting suspicious. And there had recently been a couple of burglaries in the area, but the police let them go. After that, Stephen and Christopher, they went to another friend's house, a Kyle Fenton. They did the exact same thing they did at Autumn, as they were yapping away to Kyle about, hey, this is what we did last night. You'll never guess. Right?
Wow.
Going into all the details of the brutal attack on Kimberly and on Jamie. Kyle, though, was not the same as Autumn. He was not best pleased. Hearing this, he was a bit like, it's fucked up. After they left.
I be like, okay, I'll play it off, bro. I'll play it off. I'll listen to everything they got to say. But as soon as they get the fuck out my house, bro, I'm dialing 911. Y'all ass finna go to fucking jail for this bullshit, bro. Let's go.
He then went online to see if they were bullshitting him or not. And it turned out they weren't bullshitting him at all. And he told his mother what they had just told him. She then told the police.
Good. We need some adults in this situation.
See, you know, they wanted to go around covering their tracks. They had alibis, you know, evidence removal. But they still went around telling anyone who would listen what they had just done. They couldn't keep it to themselves. Psychos. That's how long their rampage lasted, right? A couple of hours. And then shortly after they talked to Kyle, it got to the point where they were like, you know what, maybe we should actually not tell this to everybody. Maybe we should keep this, you know, kind of on the hush-hush. The weapons, the murder weapons they still had, they used bleach and they used alcohol to clean them, and they buried the weapons in the forest along with some of the other items they hadn't pawned from the Kate's home yet. Then after that, they went back to Autumn's and started reading about the Trill kills, whatever they had just done on the internet, reading all the deets about this horrific attack. They saw that Kimberly was dead and that Jamie had survived, at which point Steven Spader said, "At least I killed my bitch," said the bitch. At this point, the police were aware of what they had been saying from Kyle and his mother's report. So Christopher Gribble, Steven Spader, and Autumn Savoy were interviewed by the police. Autumn, he stuck with the alibi. He was the alibi for the night. For like 5 seconds before he was like, okay, this is what they told me. When Steven Spader was interviewed, he said, I don't know who committed these horrific acts against Kimberly and Jamie, but whoever did, sick bastard. They should get the death penalty. No judge, no jury, straight to execution.
Really?
Then he asked for an attorney. Christopher Gribble, on the other hand, he denied any knowledge of the home invasion, but after a few hours, the 19-year-old said, "Get out your tape recorder. I have a story for you."
And see, this is another thing I gotta say too, bro. With it being 4 of them, it's 4 of them, right? And then not let alone they involving other people because they going to tell other people. But I'm just talking about it's 4 of them who committed this sick ass crime. When the police start questioning y'all ass, somebody gonna snitch. Somebody's story is not gonna be the same as everybody else's story. If y'all were to get together and be like, yeah, man, this is what we're gonna tell the police. This is what we're gonna say. This is all what we're gonna say now. It's 4 of y'all. Somebody gonna end up fucking up. You get what I'm saying, man? Let's go, bro.
Okay, today is October 5th, 2009. The time is approximately 18:45. With me is Christopher Gribble. Is it true that you've come to me and you told me you'd like to talk again?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Steve and I are very similar to each other. Both of us grew up with problems in our families. Technically, we're both sociopaths, legally, by neuropsychologists' declaration. I do not use that as an excuse. I just thought I'd let you know.
No, that's important facts to know.
He said, yeah, we're just going to go in there, grab some stuff. If anybody's there, we're going to kill them, have some fun.
Fun.
I agreed. The mom sat up in the bed, started asking who was there, what was going on, tried to turn on the lamp and it didn't turn on.
Yep.
And when she did that, Steve started hacking at the bed with the machete. I was controlled, but I didn't really feel much of anything.
Yep. Okay.
I thought I would, but I didn't. Couldn't have the good sense to go turn the breakers back on and the lights went on.
Yep.
The mom was obviously not going to make it. The girl I was pretty sure wasn't going to. She was completely out. There was blood all over the place.
He told the police that him and Steven were sociopaths, and that they'd wanted to kill someone for a long time. The most chilling facet of his confession, though, was really 2 things, when he said he was disappointed about 2 things. One was he said after the attack, he said he felt nothing. He didn't get the rush he was expecting and hoping for. After they did what they did, he said he just felt nothing at all. So if that's not monster material, I don't know what is. The other disappointment was that he didn't get to kill Jamie.
What the
Tom,
fuck?
we're live on the banks of the Nashua River, where prosecutors say somewhere in this area, Autumn Savoy helped dispose of evidence related to the Mont Vernon murder. Today in court, Savoy said he was just trying to do what his friends wanted him to do.
Quinn Glover and William Marks were both rounded up too. Quinn stuck to the alibi story and asked for a lawyer. William Marks said he was involved in the burglary, but not the murder. Stephen Spader and Christopher Gribble were charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and attempted murder, as well as witness tampering and burglary. They were held in prison without bail, awaiting trial.
Disturbing new details emerging in the Mont Vernon murder case. News 9 has obtained court documents filed by prosecutors detailing an alleged brotherhood between the suspects in last October's brutal killing of Kimberly Cates. In it, prosecutors highlight what they call the disciples of destruction and allege the crimes committed on the morning of October 4th, 2009 were part of an initiation.
William was charged with conspiracy to commit murder, an accomplice to first-degree assault, and burglary. Quinn was charged with conspiracy to commit burglary, and robbery.
What?
Both of them made deals with state prosecutors.
Bro, hold on, time out, y'all. I just feel like, and I know some of y'all out there got to feel me too. All they ass should be charged with murder and attempted murder. Now, fuck burglary. Yeah, that should be another one. That should be an additional charge. But I feel like all 4 of them should be charged with murder, bro. What the fuck? Let's go. Even though I ain't saying all of them actually committed it, but all of them went down in the same intentions, with the same intentions, and they was in the scene, they was around it. You know what I'm saying, bro? For real. Let's go, man. Damn.
For a lesser sentence, in return for testimony against Stephen and Christopher. William getting 30 to 60 years, and Quinn getting 20 to 40.
Okay.
Billy Marks, looking pale and thin, looks back briefly at his father as he prepares to be sentenced for his role in the murder of Kimberly Cates. Judge Abramson looks disgusted as she addresses the 19-year-old.
You planned and you watched and you celebrated.
Glover addressed the judge with the only apology the Cates family has heard in this courtroom.
But every morsel of food that I eat, every breath of air that I take, every beat of my heart, I think of what we have done. I know that there is nothing that I can do that will ever atone for my terrible actions.
So that's how it all went down, and in the meantime the police were looking for hard evidence. All 4 of their houses were searched. They found swords, they found axes, they found knives hidden inside teddy bears. Remember that bag that floated down the river? Well, that was swiftly recovered. Inside was all the bloody clothing, all the bloody evidence. A red sweatshirt that read, "This is Steve's sweatshirt. Steve, who is awesome," on it. And also socks with C. Gribble on them. Of all the things to wear to a home invasion, maybe don't wear the things that have your actual name on them.
I know, right? Ridiculous.
And this is what the defendant used against both of his victims.
Handling a machete almost as often as he used the word merciless, New Hampshire Assistant Attorney General Peter Hinckley outlined what the state believes Stephen Spader did the night Kimberly Cates was murdered and her then 11-year-old daughter Jamie was severely wounded. As for the defendant, he sat quietly, often with his hands forming a steeple, for instance, as the prosecution talked about the motive.
Break in and kill whoever was inside. For fun, for kicks.
Stephen Spader went on trial in November 2010 and he pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Really?
Throughout the trial, he was completely silent, showing nothing, blank-faced. Except one time when he joked to his attorney about having the jury sing him happy birthday.
Okay, it's official. He don't give a fuck. He think this shit a fucking joke. He don't care. Put him on the death chair, man.
Stephen had antisocial personality traits, and in 2008 he spent a brief period in a psychiatric hospital. Twice, actually, after being diagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder. Stephen's parents were worried, his friends were worried. He was growing darker and darker. Self-harm, drugs, His parents sent him to different treatment centers, all costing a pretty penny to no avail, and he was eventually kicked out of school. He also had 2 violent incidents with his parents when police had to be called.
And when we're referring to Mr. Spader, do you see him here in the courtroom?
I do, sir.
Please point him out and identify an article of clothes that he's wearing.
To the right of the table, in the blue suit.
Quinn would take the stand, telling how Stephen had been like this for a while, how he had been fixated on violence, spoke of it as often as he could. About a year before the attack, the fantasies just weren't enough, and he began to speak more and more about what he would do and how he would consume parts of the victims.
He talked about eating people, roasting people, putting heads on stakes, making scenes for the press.
Then it became a reality he was foisting upon the disciples of destruction, their little gang. Quinn told that while the attacks were going on, he covered his ears and walked outside to stop the screaming. His testimony was chilling, as was William Marks. William had tried to back out of the entire thing, but Stephen sent him a text saying, "Are you fucking kidding me? Billy, dude, if you're not back here in 20, we're gonna have problems for real."
You stood in that doorway and you watched them both attack those people, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you once, just once, try and stop them?
No.
Nope.
Did you try and help
No.
him or Jamie once?
No.
I mean, this is their
See,
testimony.
bro, that's why I'm going back to what I was saying, y'all, bro. I just feel like them 2 right there should be charged just as much as them other 2. See, now they want to speak and talk because they probably trying to make little plea deals and they trying to get their sentence as short as they can. Man, they ass should be charged with murder too, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's just how I feel, my people. But let's go.
Funny though, and to be honest, I couldn't really give a shite, right? They both went along with the entire thing. They weren't
Exactly.
They're not victims here in any way, shape, or form. It also came out that William Marks and his dad had been talking about selling their story for a lump sum. So obviously he wasn't feeling too bad about the whole thing. He had dollar signs in his eyes. And one final thing about William and Quinn, right? William said Quinn had gone to the circuit breaker after the attacks. He had turned the power back on so they could see what they had done. They didn't do anything during the attacks, they just watched in horror. And sure, Quinn had said he was so horrified by what he was witnessing, he had walked outside and covered his ears. But the police would find on the circuit breaker a substance that appeared to be blood. If it was blood and Quinn didn't attack anyone, how'd it get there? Did they sell out their friends for a lesser sentence? Because both Stephen and Christopher would say they wouldn't really tell anything about what had happened. They were in a bloodlust frenzy against these 2 defenseless sleeping people anyway. Stephen bragged about his crimes while in jail. He wrote poems about the home invasion. And I hope he is still bragging because he was found guilty beyond guilty. Didn't need a whole lot against him when he was proud of what he had done. He was sentenced to life without parole.
Good. We'll take that.
This isn't somebody who's going to grow out of his problems. His problem is he is a psychopath. That's what he is. It's not a phase. It's not something that can be treated. It's who he is, and he acts in response to who he is.
Spader was 17 when he led 3 other men on a violent home invasion in Mount Vernon in 2009 that killed Kimberly and seriously injured her daughter Jamie. That victim, now 14, sat in the front row of the court with her father, David Cates. Saying he didn't want to slip by on a technicality, Spader instructed his lawyers not to present a defense and had them only read a letter of apology into the record.
To the Cates family, I know my words have no meaning, but I am truly sorry.
David actually said he found it insulting what he had to say.
Excuse me again, my people. Goddamn. Excuse me. But that shit is insulting. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, bro. I don't even want to hear that bullshit, bro. You fuck out my face.
Next up was Christopher Gribble. His plan was quite different from Stephen's. Stephen's plan was basically just say nothing. Christopher was going with the old not guilty insanity.
When were you legally insane?
When was I legally insane? Well, I think technically I'm legally insane now is what my defense is. that I am,
Right now,
yes.
you're a careful criminal, right?
Yes.
Hell no.
At a pre-trial competency hearing, he told the judge he was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. He had been taking Prozac, but had stopped and had not been receiving any treatment at the time of the attacks. He would also say he was abused when he was young, both physically and emotionally.
I'd get to the point at night where I just really wanted to sneak in my dad's bedroom, pull the gun out and shoot myself in the head, because I just wanted it to end.
Basically trying to grab anything he could to lessen his own responsibility, really.
In Gribble's version, Spader is clearly the ringleader, but Gribble seemed happy to comply with his orders during the killing.
At some point, Steve said, finish him off. He threw a pillow onto the mom's face, because she was still making, like, kind of burbling, not really breathing, but like raspy burbling noises.
You're saying you're legally insane.
I'm saying as my defense, yes.
Do you not believe in your defense?
I do believe in my defense.
No, you
You're saying
don't.
you were legally insane.
Yes.
Christopher was described as a weirdo by those around him. He was not someone who could read situations. He made sexual advances on people who did not want them. He had been to counselors, he had been on medication, but when he renewed his friendship with Steven Spader, they had been friends in the Boy Scouts when they were younger, well, that's when things got to... well, they got to.
You're a dangerous guy, right?
I could be considered dangerous, yes.
People in the jail have no idea how dangerous you are.
No, they don't. I smile because it's funny that all the people in there have no idea who they're messing with.
What?
They may not, but you'd agree the Cates family certainly knows how dangerous you are, right?
Well, yes.
You made sure of that, right?
What? He think people in jail scared of him or some shit are gonna be intimidated. Oh, there you go. Oh my God. Man, them people gonna beat the shit out your ass, boy. You coming up playing. And not only that, man, on a more serious note, bro, I feel like if you gonna claim that you are legally insane, then you are not insane. Like, you not insane. You insane on the level like you just fucked up in the head that you commit murder. Yeah, on that level. But you know how people be trying to say like they just so retarded, they just don't know no better. If you gonna say, it's like, let's put it in layman terms. You can't, instead of saying insane, we're gonna say no better. I feel like if you claim that you are legally what to the point where you don't know no better, then your ass do know better. Y'all get what I'm saying, bro? If you gonna claim that you don't know no better, your ass do know better. Let's go.
During his trial, his therapist testified he did not have mental illness. But he did have some traits. And he was on the road, to it, for want of a better word.
I was informed that he had thoughts of wanting to kill his parents.
Dr. Grace Tellerico said Gribble also expressed concern he could become a serial rapist, and she sent him for in-depth psychological testing. Prosecutors argued Gribble was never formally diagnosed with any disorder and clearly comprehended that killing was legally and morally wrong.
He didn't have enough to be properly diagnosed with any of these disorders he was claiming he had. I suppose it doesn't mean he didn't have them, but it also seemed like he was quite aware of what he was doing.
Legally, it is possible, if I were sent to the secure psychiatric unit, that I could get out again. I don't think it's probable at all. I think the possibility is one of those sort of 1,000,000 to 1 sort of things. But I know it's possible. And if I did get out, I think it is possible that I could kill again.
Okay. A witness from jail would testify that Christopher was hoping to be out of prison in 6 years. That's including good behavior by using the insanity defense.
Don't like it in jail and you do want to get out, right?
That would be nice, yes.
He used it, and it didn't work.
I know it didn't.
Through these accounts, I've heard my wife's last breath. I have listened to my child's screams. I have watched as Jamie's perfect little body was mutilated and tortured.
Mr. Cates said while Kimberly Cates was a fighter full of life, she died with the thought her daughter never made it.
In the last moments of her life, the thought of her daughter dying next to her was more than she could bear.
I am not going to go into the bottomless aggravating factors that exist in this case, but I believe the record will thoroughly support my belief that infinity is not enough jail time for you.
Mm.
Accordingly, you are sentenced on the remaining convictions to the maximum penalty allowed by law to be served consecutively.
Let's go. Get his ass.
He was found to be sane and he was sentenced to life without parole.
Get his
Christopher
ass.
never showed any remorse or guilt. He was feeling sorry for himself though, and complaining about his quality of life in jail. Well dude, buckle up. You know, gotta look at the bright side of things, because you're gonna be looking at those 4 walls for quite some time. All 4 still remain in jail to this day.
Good. Good.
As for Autumn, he pleaded guilty to hiding evidence and conspiracy. He was sentenced to 5 to 12 years and was paroled in 2015. This case really has nothing good coming out of it from any end, except for the Kimberly L. Cates Memorial Scholarship awarded to high school seniors from the area. Jamie Cates is doing well, studying public health and living a full life, which is great to see.
Just living every day like it's the last, right?
Hey, after going through some shit like that, bro, I know she living every day like it's her last, and it's just great to see her smile like that, man. That's beautiful, bro. That put a little warmth in my heart, bro, from this story, bro. Just seeing her, bro, survive that. W to Jamie, man. Let's go.
And there you have it, an early October nightmare. It seems very fitting it happened not far from Halloween, because it's a true horror. 4 teens, 2 pure devils, killers, who just wanted to do it and nothing would stop them. I mean, the fact that Christopher was disappointed after he did it because he felt nothing is probably one of the scariest parts of this whole story, like, at all. They didn't need Halloween costumes to be monsters. There you have it. Sleep well.
My man Mike, man, talking about some sleep well. Man, oh man, bro. This one was crazy because there's 4 people involved, bro. But I just gotta go back to what I'm sticking to, man. Now, all of them still in jail. We did get that confirmation. 2 of them got the full life, but I feel like the other 2 dudes, man, if they serve they 30, 40 years, then I guess okay. But I feel like they should take the same type punishment, man. And like I said, W to Jamie, man, because for her to go through that, bro, and to today be 21 years old, like, you know what I'm saying, just enjoying life, and, you know, to have that smile on her face, bro, because she witnessed something that none of us would ever in our life want to see or had to see. Like, what she went through is so horrific, bro. It's crazy, man. Can you imagine being in the bed when you a child, and just say we all children again, when we was in the bed with our mama? I ain't gonna lie, it was some nights I used to go run up in my mama's bed, you know what I'm saying, and go to sleep with her, cause I done had a nightmare or whatever. I want to sleep with my mama, so I go run up in her bed and she let me sleep though. Dude, can you imagine us sleeping in the bed and some motherfuckers coming up slicing your damn mama up, bro, with a machete, and then hang your ass, slicing you up? And that girl, she still was able to call the police. Boy, Lord have mercy, bro. Shouts out, man. Shouts out, man. This was good, bro. It was a good one, man. God damn. Hey, Mike do it every time, bro. Other than that, I don't know. What else can I say about that shit? The 4 dudes, man. It was 4 of them, bro. Like, y'all know, man. It's 4 y'all, bro. Somebody gonna end up telling on somebody, man. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Your odds are against you with that. Somebody gonna try to get that plea deal and take a lesser sentence than the other ones, try to blame it all on one person, even though that one person should probably be the person to be blamed anyway. I digress, my people. That was good, man. Y'all got to come back, bro. This shit good, bro. I really fuck with this shit, man. And I really want y'all to come back. And I really want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, and comment. I want y'all to do all that so we can keep it going, man. Hey, we still building the foundation. Still building it up. But until I see y'all again, my friends, I got one more thing to say. The Bean Pepe! Legend.